Yo, what's up, guys? This is Friggin Nerd Mike over at Friggin Nerds Media, and I've got quite the special deck for you today. We are trying to make Gantu relevant in Lorcana, which, if you look at his stats, probably a pretty difficult thing to do, right? Over on the Citizens of Lorcana Discord page, make sure you go check it out. We're going to be showing their Discord here on the screen. Brand new Discord for an amazing podcast. Been listening to them since the jump, since my interest spiked in Lorcana. One of the first content creators I dove into quite a bit about this whole game, and they do an amazing job. They're bringing in some great content creators to appear on the show with some great interviews. They just created and just launched their new Discord, so make sure you go check it out. We'll leave the link to it down in the description below. If you're nuts about Lorcana like we all are, definitely the place to be. They've initiated quite the challenge over there on Citizens of Lorcana a week or two ago, and that is the Gantu Challenge. Make a deck with Gantu and make it win. And so there's been a lot of people out there trying to make this card work and make the best deck possible. And that's what this video is all about. I'm going to be showcasing the build that I've made and the build that I've got a few wins with. A few of them actually involved Gantu doing some things. And a lot of the gameplay I've had so far with Gantu, he becomes kind of just ink. Just ink him normally. But there has been some times where I've forced him out, and he has actually done some work. He's got some good stats. I mean, he's a 6/6, so he hits for 6. He has 6 willpower, and he quests for 2. That's pretty solid stats. The only issue, the biggest issue with him, is that he is 8 ink to play. That is quite the cost for a 6/6 body. I feel like this wasn't completely balanced, especially for a legendary card, when they made this card design. And you know, I love Gantu as a character. I mean, look at him; he freaking looks amazing. Huge Street Sharks fan. He kind of reminds me of the Street Sharks' design and stuff. So I have always had a soft spot for Gantu, and coincidentally, he's slowly becoming my mascot in the Lorcana Twitterverse, which is kind of funny. But with this challenge, we're trying to make him work. And his ability is characters with a cost 2 or less cannot challenge your other characters, or cannot challenge any characters of yours, which is a pretty solid ability when you kind of look at it. The only problem is he comes out on turn 8 or more. So he comes in like way late to have an ability like that. So the idea is, the concept that we've all been working with is, what's the best way to get Gantu out early, ramp him out, get him out on the board early so he has the most impact with his ability, and he's able to kind of control the board with his 6 willpower and toughness, or damage and toughness. So it's an interesting card, and it's been kind of fun to play with. Honestly, I'm kind of happy that I've been messing around with this card quite a bit, because I've grown to have a fondness for him as I've played him. So we are going to try out a deck that is pretty much just good stuff in Amber and Steel. So this deck is called Gantu's Goodies because of that. It's literally good. It's just good cards that you can find in these colors. Pixelborn just had an update recently, and it looks like some of the card titles, or all of the card titles in the edit deck builder, aren't coming through. So we'll just have to hover over all of these. But we're gonna highlight the Amber cards first. Lantern has become huge in this deck. I will mulligan pretty much my entire hand if I do not have a ramp ability in that opening hand. I need to have either a Lantern or Dock, and multiple times I'd like to have numerous of those, because if I can get out, I try to get dream turn here would be Captain Hook turn 1, Lantern turn 2, Dock turn 3, and then potentially you can get out some pretty good stuff. Still have quite a bit to go to get Gantu out, but you can get good stuff out like Mufasa pretty early. And the great thing about Mufasa is if he dies, he gets banished, you get to take that top card of your deck and play it for free if it's a creature card or a character card. And I tell you, when you hit Gantu off of this ability, it is the most like exhilarating feeling. You just jump up. You're like, let's go. So it is very fun to try to play that lottery ticket or that wheel spin to potentially get a Gantu on a Mufasa, which is pretty cool. So I have 4 of him to potentially hit that wheel spin. The Rapunzel is a great card draw. If I'm able to get a couple damage on a character, I'm able to get some card draw. That's one thing in this deck. It's a little bit lackluster in card draw, so it's nice to have the Rapunzel there to pull in some cards into my hand. Let's see. We've got the big body Surfer Stitch. Again, another good target to ramp out early. And that's kind of the concept of this entire deck is just we're ramping out good things early, whether that's Gantu or not. We're getting good, really powerful creatures and characters out early. Again, Stitch helps with card draw if I have 2 or more characters on the in play with him. So that's kind of the Amber Suite. It's very light. It's pretty much ramp, maybe some card draw, and the lottery ticket and Mufasa. Steel, we got a lot. There's some tweaks here that I'm probably gonna make. I am finding Benja. This may just be me. I am personally finding Benja to be less and less significant in my steel decks. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just my mindset of saying like I need something else here rather than just getting rid of an item. I don't know if it's maybe item decks are slowly, when we first started this set 2 meta, popsicles and all of the crazy stuff with Flaversham and stuff, you had to run this. We've got the spell books, we've got the flutes. Is that powerful enough to get Benjas? Probably. I'm probably crazy for thinking Benja may not be as needed, but I'm running 2 of currently. Captain Hook is there for the early game control. Prince Eric is there for the early game control. My strategy in the first 4 or 5 turns is get control on the board and get ramp on the board, get ramp options on the board. I don't care about questing or anything like that. I'm just needing to get some control and ramp on the board. Cinderella helps me loot a little bit, but she also is the target for the big shift Cinderella, which we also are running. Same kind of thing here with Tinkerbell with the big Tink. We got some smashes for the controls. We've got some Let the Storm Rage On, again, for the controls. We're running Grab Your Swords, again, for the controls. We got the Tragic Hero Beast, because if you're running Steel and not running this card, you're doing it wrong. Whole New World, again, card draw. I have found that I empty my hand quite quickly, especially if I get a couple ramp options on the board early. It's really easy to empty my hand pretty fast. So having a Whole New World to be able to get a whole new fresh set of cards is useful. Again, Big Tink helps control the board a little bit, but is a good body to come in, good shift target. And of course, the big Cinderella. She just does some work, man. She's so hard to deal with unless they've got a specific spell that can deal with her. Having that resist 2 on a 5 toughness, and being able to quest for 3 and being able to sing, grab your sword and be able to hit ready creatures is our characters is huge too. And Gantu, of course. I forgot Gantu was underneath Cinderella here. So there's a lot of big creatures, characters, I keep saying creatures from my Magic days, that you can play here that really help you control the board to where you get to the state of being able to quest with them. All of them are questing for 2 or more in most cases, which is nice to get to catch up pretty fast on the lore game. I have noticed too that Doc is really important, not only for ramping out, helping with your cost on your creatures, but being able to accidentally get 2 lore every time you do this. It's been a couple. There's been a couple games where I'm like, where did I get 8 lore from? And because I've quested with Doc a few times to cheat my creatures out for a cheaper cost. So he's been surprisingly great. So I'm gonna play back a recording that I did earlier this week and just kind of talk you through it. And then we're gonna play a couple live games here on this video too. So stick around. All right, so here we go. This is some gameplay from mid-game here against a Steel Ember or Emerald pseudo discard deck. They didn't go heavily into discard, but they had elements of it. And I pretty much was out of resources the turn or two before this turn happened. I had an empty board state except for 3 lanterns and a whole new world, and that was it. And so I had spun a whole new world. I got some stuff to play, and this is picking up, kind of in mid game of this. We're probably on turn 8 or 9 based off the ink count here. But I was slowly able to kind of build a presence again, and I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to start recording this game again. I thought this was going to be a pretty easy loss. So you can see I'm working on getting some of these control elements to get that board state back down to where I had a little bit of control. Smash and the Tinkerbells were huge in this matchup this late. Now, I did have a Gantu out in the first half of this game, which helped. I got him out on like turn 5, but they were able to do Tragic Hero Beast was able to take care of him after he had some damage done on him. I believe that was a Hypnotize. I had to get rid of one of my cards. I felt better about getting Beast out to be able to get the card draw. The guaranteed each turn card draw that I could get, where Stitch, I wasn't sure if Tinkerbell was going to survive this turn, so I wasn't sure if I was going to get the 2 cards off of the Surfer Stitch. So I was like, look, I'm just going to go with Beast. Let's see what else you got here before you pass the turn over to me. You can see he's got a little bit of the discard elements here in this game with Prince John and the Hypnotize. And there goes the Tinkerbell, so I'm glad that I did not choose to discard the Beast. I'm able to get some nice card draw for 1 ink here with Rapunzel off of Tinkerbell. Get 2 more cards. I'm able to freely play the Beast and the Hook. I can't remember if I did that. I did indeed, to generate again board presence. And be able to quest. So it's a pretty close questing lore game here, 11 to 12. They're up a little bit on the ink, but honestly, at this point, with 3 lanterns down on my side, I'm not concerned about any of that. They drop the Donald Duck on their side of the board, which actually helps me even more with card draw, which I'm sort of okay with. And then the Flynn Rider. Flynn Rider is going to be a problem. So I know at this point I was thinking I better draw into a Grab Your Sword or a Smash, and there was the Smash. But I also got the Tinkerbell too, which had me thinking, all right, let's just go ahead and take care of the Flynn with the Tinkerbell. Boom, takes him out. Also takes out the Prince John. Able to quest out pretty easily to 19 and immediately just threaten him. I kept the Smash in hand in case I needed to kill something, pretty easily. Got another control element here. So this is definitely the good stuff side of this deck, and easily got the victory there. So this deck, it does have just great elements built inside of it. The Steel Song deck was powerful for a reason, but there's also just Steel and Amber characters that are just very, very strong, and getting them out and being able to control the board definitely helps. And then you sneak in a little Gantu action every once in a while, and it's pretty exciting. So let's jump into a couple live games here, and let's just see what happens. All right, here we go. We're gonna roll into a live game here. Let's see how Gantu works. I have accidentally played the Gantu deck in ranked once. I have yet to be brave enough to just continue rolling out the Gantu Goody deck in the ladder. I'm afraid, guys. I'm afraid. So I've been playing a lot of lab with this. So not really a great record to show. It's 0-1 on the ranked area. But here we go with Ruby Amethyst. Let's just see what happens. Let's just have some fun, shall we? So again, we'll walk through what I think about when I see starting hands like this. A lot of good cards. We have a good shift ability on turn 5 with Cinderella, but like I said in the deck tech, I need ramp. I need all forms of ramp. I'm throwing back this entire hand. There's the Gantu. There's a turn 1 Captain Hook. 2 Gantus and a Lantern. Okay, so we do have one ramp option. 2 Gantus, which I'm actually, this is where I normally would say, let's ink the Gantu. I tend to try to force him out in this deck to make sure I play him. But having two of them may be a little overkill. I know that I should probably ink one of the Gantus at this point. So we got the early Captain Hook out to, again, help with some of the board presence. They might have a Teeth and Ambitions, which could take them out without being able to control anything. Yeah, because the next turn, I bet they Teeth and Ambition that Olaf to hit the hook. Got two more hooks here. And then, of course, I want to get the Lantern out. So I think I'm going to ink one of the hooks, get up to 2 ink, play the Lantern out, and then let's get a free hook out on the board. So we have 2. And I'm okay questing here because Olaf can only hit me back for 1. And they might Teeth and Ambition this first Captain Hook. So we'll see what happens. That will take... Oh, they're just gonna... Okay, so they're gonna quest, ink, and then Teeth and Ambitions? No turn 2 play? Okay. So I don't really have a good cheat turn... 4 ink character to play at the moment. Good night. I do not want to ink Beast or Gantu here. And they don't really have a threatening board at the moment. So I think I'm just going to ink the Benja and not play anything. So their reaction may be the same as what mine was on their last turn. I'm going to kill this Olaf. And I am going to quest with Hook. And why is Beast blue like I can play him? I can't shift onto a Captain Hook. I don't think I can. Is this game going to let me play Beast out? No. Okay. I was about to say, what's happening here? I guess it thought I could shift onto the Captain Hook. That'd be nice. Captain Hook has become the new Morph before Morph is even out. All right, so they've inked the Maleficent to draw a card, but they do have the evasive threat, so that makes sense. I definitely want to get this Beast out, so we're going to make the cost here of Beast a little cheaper. Make them 4 ink, get the Beast out, and then just quest out here. They will, I'm assuming they don't want to attack into one of my Captain Hooks. They're probably going to want to quest to get that evasive 2 lore there. The Captain Hook's becoming quite aggressive in this matchup. Yep, there's the quest. So we're getting closer and closer to that turn 6 Lady Tremaine, turn 7 Be Prepared that I've got to be afraid of. But we'll see what happens before then. I'm going to be able to draw 2 cards here. Not really close yet to get Gantu out. Well, there's the Dock and the Stitch. Can I do mathematics here? If I play the Dock out, I'd be able to take 2 off. So I'd have 5 ink. So I could play. This is where, like, if I'm playing this Gantu deck, right? I can't ink Gantu. I got to show you guys Gantu in action. And so I fall into these moments where I'm like, I'm about to ink the Careless Surfer Stitch in favor of a Gantu, which blows my mind. But that's what just happened. And then we're going to, there's not really a huge point into singing Grab Your Sword yet. So I'm just going to quest out. And next turn, if I draw an uninkable, or I'm sorry, if I draw an inkable, I'll be able to get Gantu out on the board, and we might have a turn or 2 before Be Prepared takes him away. And this is where the this is where the fun Gantu decks come into play. All right, so they did sacrifice the Olaf, so I lose the card draw. That's fine. I'd rather kind of play more aggro-y at the moment to get the lore. That's 2 free lore there that I could have left on the table. There's a spell book, so the Benja maybe could have come and play there. Who knows? They are questing quite a bit now, 3 per turn. And then here's the Mufasa. So again, this is how gameplay normally. This is not me recommending how to play Lorcana. This is me forcing Gantu out onto the board. Okay, folks? I would not recommend inking a Mufasa to be able to play a Gantu, but that's exactly what I'm going to do, because why not? So I'm going to quest here with Doc, get those extra 2 lore, reduce the cost of Gantu. Lantern's going to reduce the cost. And let's get that big boy out on the battlefield. Let's go. I, again, don't have a real reason to sing Grab Your Sword yet. So again, I'm just going to quest out, and I'm really pressuring him now on lore here. I got the win on the board, so they've got to do something this turn to start taking care of my board presence. Did this deck become an aggro threat to Ruby Amethyst? That's probably not a question I'm going to put out on Twitter, but it is here on video. If I am able to sneak out this victory, things could go sideways very fast in the next 2 turns. I have no way to rebuild my hand. I have nothing in my hand. So I'm basically racing a be prepared here. Oh my gosh, and they just said, you know what? You threw the Gantu down. You threw the Gantu down. I give up. We're going straight to the, I'm just going to concede. You threw out the Gantu. That's too much for me. Gantu is too much. Oh my gosh, with the victory. Let's go straight into another one. Let's go. I wonder if I played the Mufasa there, if they would have conceded that fast. The power of Gantu, baby. The power of Gantu. You put him out, and the opponent is just like, what? A Gantu? What is this? Yeah, that was hilarious. I'm glad that I got that on camera. That was great. So we're going into game 2 here. Let's go straight into a second game. Let's just see how we do. Inking Surfer Stitches, inking Mufasas for the Gantu for the W. Let's go. Gantu challenge completed right here on this video. It didn't even do anything. All he did is walk in. He just walked into action, and that opponent was like, whoa, Gantu. Okay. All right, we're doing Amethyst Steel. Again, no ramp on this opening hand. I do want to keep one of the hooks. I love having a hook out on turn 1 for some board control. And then let's try to mulligan into some ramp here. Oh no. Oh, no ramp action at all. Could be an issue, and we're drawing hooks like they're going out of style here. All right, so I'm gonna just ink the hook and play a hook and pass it and hope that I draw a Lantern or a Dock in the next turn or 2. I'm playing a player that has gold Lorcana card backs, so I'm scared already. The gold card backs makes me a little bit nervous. Olaf. No 2 ink thing in my hand. 2 beasts, a Benja. I am really nervous about my hand curve here, because I'm gonna have to probably ink one of the beasts just to ensure that I get something down on turn 2 and 3 with the 2 hooks and a Benja. Not normally what I would want to do here, but not a great opening hand / mulligan at all. Let's see if I can claw my way out of this one. We'll see. Oh, they're gonna fire the cannons. Good counter to old Captain Hook, hitting him with his own okay, so there is a Lantern. I'm gonna go ahead and take out their Olaf, and good night. I guess I'm gonna ink the Benja to play out the lantern this turn. And at least I can get a beast out next turn. That means I have to ink the Tinkerbell, which I'm not super thrilled about. So let's just hope that I draw something that isn't great. So we can ink it. I'm hoping that, I'm gonna call it here. Let's draw the small Cinderella. The 2-drop Cinderella. Oh boy, so they're rushing in something for free. A Merlin to get the card draw to hit. Okay, that was pretty smart. That was a good play. That was a pretty good play. Get the 2 card draw, take out Captain Hook. Not an inkable. Oh man, so I've got to ink the Tink to play the Beast. Oh, this is bad. This is not going to be a good video, a good game on video. I can assure you that. I do get 2 cards unless they can do damage directly to Beast here. I will get 2 cards on this next turn. Elsa, small Elsa. Okay, there's the Gantu. I am sorry, Gantu. I am way behind on this game. I have got to ink you, buddy. I've got to ink you. And I have got to play. Let's see. How do we want to do this, folks? I feel like I'm going to play the Beast for cheap. And I think I'm okay losing the Grab Your Sword, especially against Steel Amethyst. Or do I want to keep the... I'm wondering what he has in hand here. Losing all 4 of these cards may screw them up quite a bit. Especially a shift target Elsa. It may throw him off. And this video is all about, like, just what the heck. So here we go. We're going to sing A Whole New World. Because why not? Why not? We did draw into another lantern. That helps. We have some kind of small cost here. We do have some good targets here in Tinkerbell and Cinderella. And we did get them to lose the shift target Elsa, at least one of them. So that's great. And that Yzma is definitely interesting too. All right, so let's pass it. Let's pass it. May have been a good call, may not, who knows. But that's what this deck is. It's like, who knows? We're playing Gantu. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So I will probably ink the 3-drop Tinkerbell to be able to play the... Oh, no. All right, so there's interesting choices there. That's fine. All right, so we did lose the double card draw from Beast. That's fine. Grab Your Sword. We got that back. That's nice. Did they just concede again? What is happening? I didn't even show them Gantu in this game. All right, so this deck, you're seeing it here on this video, everybody. We beat Ruby Amethyst Control. We just beat Steel Amethyst. That's becoming an up-and-comer in the meta right now. How insane is that? The Whole New World must have just thrown them off enough to where they're like, you know, this isn't worth it. This isn't worth it. And sometimes that happens when you're in lab. You're not playing for, you know, your rank, your ladder ranking. And so if you get a play that you don't like, sometimes that just leads to the other person conceding and being like, you know, I don't feel like playing this whole game out. Thanks, you know, on to the next one. But it does make for good content here on this video to show the dynamics of the Gantu Goodies deck. So we'll see what happens. I can't believe this is showing on this video. I love it. So we're gonna again targeting ramp early. That last game we were able to get ramp on a couple draws into the game, but we really want to start with it. Really want to start with it, and let's see if we can draw 18 Captain Hooks again too. All right, so now we're going into Sapphire Steel. Let's see how this game pans out. I see Gantu coming in. All right, all right. No ramp again in my opening hand. And all of this scares me. No ramp, no real early turn. We're going to throw it all back. All right, there's the hook. There's some ramp with Doc. Okay, I'm feeling better about this one. We will probably have to ink the Cinderella in this opening hand. But that's okay. So we'll ink the Cinderella, play out the hook. Get that early presence down. Now, if this is the Sapphire Steel Resist deck list that's been taking over the meta lately, probably a pretty terrible matchup for me. But we'll see what happens. I got the Popsicle, putting the Popsicle down, get a card draw. 2 Docs. Let's go. Unfortunately, because my other cards are uninkable, I'm going to have to ink one of the Docs. Yeah, I'm going to have to ink one of the Docs, I think, just to get an Eric out. Sneak in a Lore here and pass it. Just to have a little bit more presence, get a little bit more ahead of this matchup. They're going to be, if this is the same deck, they're going to be wheeling my hand quite often as well, which I'm okay with, honestly, because I play out my hand pretty quick, and I'm okay just inking, kind of big targets. Big targets to play the Gantus. All right, so they're looting here with Cinderella, and we get a smash. I think I just let the Storm Rage on, get the card draw, kill the Cinderella. Okay, bye Smash. Doc, I would love to play you, but I'm just to get the card draw here, I'm gonna get the Cinderella off the board, and I get another smash. So, got a smash exchange going on right now. Let's just quest for a free 2 here and pass it. The main reason I chose to do that is Doc is helpful because he ramps, but I don't really have a good ramp target at the moment. And so, unlike Lantern, if you leave Doc out on the battlefield for too long, he may get banished before you're able to even really use him well. So they got their own Prince Eric out, and they are developing their brain quite a bit, trying to dig for something to play here. We're up 3-0 on the lore count. I could just smash the Eric and quest again for 2. Benja kind of helps. They could be planning on playing Flaversham next turn, but honestly, with a whole new world in my hand, I'm kind of not concerned about that because I will spin their hand around before they're really ready to play anything. So I think I'm going to ink the Benja. Popsicle doesn't scare me too much, and I think I'm going to smash the Eric again, just to get a free 2 lore here. Sneak that in there, and pass it. So let's see if they have the Flaversham. They probably do with the Popsicle, but that's okay. They'll use up all of their ink on this turn to play the Flaversham. I'll get the Doc out. I might get the Doc out. Oh, they're playing a Bell. That's an interesting play this early. Oh, there's a Mufasa. Mufasa's here. Let's see what Mufasa does. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ink Doc. But I think I'm kind of okay with that because next turn, I can sing A Whole New World if I would like. And I can't sing Let the Storm Rage on, which would have been nice, but that's okay. And I'm fine with them attacking into my Hook and Eric if they would like, because then Mufasa can take Bell out next turn. So I have the option. I guess I could hard cast A Whole New World, or I could sing it. can't really get rid of Mufasa yet. If they are able to play a big threat here... oh, Hades! Okay, well that was unfortunate. So that completely negates Mufasa, like legit. That was a really good play by the opponent there. That actually may have lost me the game. Just that one turn, because I could have, instead of played Mufasa, I could have played A Whole New World and wrecked their plan there. They don't have anything exerted, so I can't really challenge. Let's see. So I guess I'm gonna play out the hook just to have another body out that can challenge. And I guess for the card draw, I'm gonna play out, let the Storm Rage on. And I'm trying to decide what is more threatening right now, the 3/6 body or potential quest for 5. I feel like they probably have A Whole New World in their hand. And so I feel like I'm about to lose my hand here. So because of that, I am going to ink the Stitch. And I think I'm going to pass it with the ability to kind of pop off 3 damage here. They could have A Whole New World. They could have Grab Your Swords, which would wreck my board here. But let's see what they do. It's going to be an interesting play. I could have kept the Stitch and just kind of fingers crossed, hoped that they don't have something like A Whole New World. But, oh, there's the Flaversham. Okay. So A Whole New World next turn may actually be pretty beneficial if they can't play anything else in their hand. It does give them the ability to multi-ink with Bell. And they may not quest with Bell. Okay, yeah, so they're emptying in Whole New World? Do they have it? Yeah, they have it. Okay, well, I was going to do it to you anyway. Pixelborn 1470 93 93 102. 2. All right. That is fine. I can actually kill their Hades, which is nice. Unless they do a Grab Your Sword. Oh, I can't, well, I have to, all 3 of my characters now have to go straight into Hades. There's a hook. There's a hook. All right, what do we got here, folks? What do we got? So we've got another, we don't have any, like, straight damage here. The Cogsworth screws up Tinkerbell. The Beast will get us 2 cards per turn. I don't know if that's good, though, because they probably have A Whole New World. I have A Whole New World myself. I think the play here is... Unfortunately, I think I gotta sacrifice my board presence here just to get Hades off the board. Is that the play? All right, so I'm at least gonna get Cinderella out. I know that for a fact. Good threat, ready to rock and roll. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out if Rapunzel may be good because of Cinderella, so maybe keep her. But honestly, I think, yeah, the Tinkerbell is not as appealing with Cogsworth, so which will give me another hook. So here I go. I'm gonna sacrifice my whole team here to take out Hades. 3-on-1, guys. Boom. And pass it. May not have been a great trade. I don't know. I feel like 2 Captain Hooks and a Prince Eric for a Hades off board is pretty solid. They may have a very quick return Hades that's about to come right back out for my Cinderella. I really need that Cogsworth gone. This is a very interesting game. Not as easy as my first 2, where I just showed the Gantu and they freaked out. Yep, so they get the card draw here. potentially giving me a pretty solid whole new world if I'm able to get them to wheel that around. But I have some good cards in my hands too. Yeah, there's a Let It Go on Cindy. Okay. A lot of answers in Sapphire. And a lot, actually Sapphire may be the worst matchup here because it does, oh man, and there's a Cinderella. This is not looking good. This is not looking good, folks. And they've got the 10 ink for Belle to start questing like crazy. Again, my Tinkerbell is terrible in this now. I don't have any other straight damage dealers. Hook can take out Belle if they decide to quest. Hook cannot take out Belle if they decide to quest. They just healed it with Popsicle. This may be a pretty quick concede here. The only thing I'm going to keep playing this game out for is to play Mufasa out and see if we can wheel a dice roll Gantu out onto the board to get that out on this video. Oh, that's fun. That doesn't help me too much. Let's go ahead and ink. Well, they did exert Cogsworth, which is appealing. To take him out for the resist. Just needed one other type of damage here for Cogsworth, and we could take him out. Let's just do the Rapunzel, and let's play out the Beast and the Mufasa. And now my goal for the game is to kill Mufasa to land a Gantu before they can win. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they'll get up to 17. Why you gotta ink my Mufasa? My whole goal. I know you guys, you can't hear me, opponent. My whole goal there was to show the wheel and deal of Mufasa. Oh man, now they're just showing off. I hope I draw a Gantu here just to play the Gantu and be like, what's up? What are you going to do about Gantu? Oh, this is the fun of this game. No, there's a Gantu. We did it. Let's play the Gantu out and just show him what's up. Yo, boom, Gantu. Well played, bro. Take that. Gantu versus the world. Oh, the screenshot here. I'm definitely screenshotting this and putting it up on Twitter. This is great. Well played. Oh my gosh. What a game. What a game. All right, so those are some pretty interesting games you watch me walk through there. Very, very fun. This deck is fun. I'm telling you, you have like little like personal win conditions while you're playing this game that all center around this bad boy here. So it's very fun, especially that last turn, to be able to show the opponent like, yeah, you just beat this deck, but it has Gantu in it. So probably not the best brag that you could put out on the socials, but it is super fun to play this. The Gantu challenge over with Citizens of Lorcana it's just been a blast. Glad to have been a part of it and help promote that because it's been fun. So challenge for you. First, go over to the Citizens of Lorcana Discord and join this Gantu challenge and make a deck. See if you can make a deck that works well with Gantu. There's been a lot of other decks that I've seen that kind of stick with the ramp style of Amber and Steel, or even Sapphire and Steel. You saw the control that Sapphire gives you with the ability to ink opponents' things, which is nice, with the Hades and with the Let It Go. So that is a really good element with Sapphire to consider moving into. But I also saw one deck list out there that was Ruby and Steel, which looked super fun. So go check out Citizens of Lorcana's Discord, join the Gantu challenge, tweet about it, or X about it, or whatever they call it now, and join us over on Discord to share your experience with the Gantu challenge. This deck is fun. It's a really fun change of pace from playing some of these meta decks, and it does fairly well because of the goodies. the goodies in steel and amber here. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stick around, Friggin Nerds Media here for some of the latest and greatest in nerdy content. Mario and Lee have been doing an amazing job keeping the channel updated with some great content in all things nerdy. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the fun. And we have our own Discord channel as well. So if you have not been a part of that yet or don't know where that is, we'll link that below. Come join us. We have a Lorcana area in that Discord as well that we chat about. But I hope this was fun for you guys. It was fun for me. Stay friggin' nerdy. We'll see you on the next one.